Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to create this cool text behind Skyline effect that you can use to make t-shirts, mugs, postcards, or whatever else you want. I'll show you how I did it in Affinity Photo 2. I'll start by grabbing my selection brush tool to select the city. I've sped this up a little bit to make it go faster. I'll use a medium-sized brush head to get most of it in. Then, I can click the left bracket key a few times to make it smaller and get in all the details. If I go over and select some of the sky, I can hold the Option or Alt key to paint over and deselect it. Also, I can click the right square bracket key a few times to make the brush head bigger and get everything at the bottom. There, that looks good. Now, I'll press the Command or Control key plus J to make a copy of the selection. This will put the cutout into a new layer. Okay, next up, I'll click on the Artistic Text tool on the left-hand toolbar, drag it to size it and type New York. I'm using a font I like called American Captain, but any fat font will do. Now, I'm going to use the Move tool to place the text just so. I don't want the text to touch the skyline at this point. Then, I'll go to Select in the menu and click on Select from Layer. You'll see the little marching ants form around my text. Next, I'll click on the background layer at the bottom. I'll click Command or Control C to copy, and then Command or Control V to paste into a new layer. This will create a text cutout of the sky just below the text, which I can now delete. Alright, now I'm going to select the sky cutout and make it visible by clicking on the FX button at the bottom of the Layers panel. First, I'll select Outline and check the box. I'll move the radius slider up just a bit to give my cutout a little outline. Then, I'll select 3D and check the box. I'll move the radius slider to the right a bit to amplify the effect. Okay, that's looking great. Now, I can make the text cutout bigger by dragging on one of the corner nodes. Then, I can move it into place. Just a couple more things here. I want the text to stand out a bit more. So, I'm going to go back to the FX button. This time, I'll select Outer Shadow. I'll move the radius slider to the right a bit. And then, I'll select the Offset tool. This will allow me to click on the text and move the shadow precisely where I want it. Now, I'm going to move the text cutout down a bit so that it's lower than this antennae, as it doesn't look right the way it is. Next, I'll go to the Adjustments button at the bottom of the layer panel and select HSL Adjustments. I just want to bring up the brightness of the cutout a bit by moving the slider to the right a bit. This is affecting the background sky too, so I'll just drag the adjustment layer onto the text cutout layer so that it only affects the words. Alright, looking good. Now, I think the water in the foreground is distracting and I see a tiny little white line on the right side for some reason. So I'll go to the Crop tool on the left-hand toolbar and drag the nodes to crop those areas out. Finally, I'll use the Move tool to recenter the words. Alright, that's about it for today. If you learned something and want to see more of this kind of content, please click those like and subscribe buttons. And, if you're feeling generous, this channel runs on caffeine. There's a link to buy me a cup of coffee in the descriptions. Not necessary, but certainly appreciated. Have a great day, everyone.